as we approaching the 2026 Gregorian calendar year, a lot of people like to start off January with the 21-day Daniel fast. And I just want to let you know that the Daniel fast is not a fast, okay? Here's what I'm telling you this, all right? If you mad, fight me. No, I don't like to fight, but the Daniel fast is not, the 21-day Daniel fast is not a fast. Fast means you're not eating, okay? We're not digesting. We're not chewing. We're shutting down the digestive system. Now, the 21-day Daniel fast, as I read in the Word, I figure it comes from people merging together these two different occasions where Daniel was not eating any meat, okay? The very first time, which we know where he was in the custody of the royal house, and he had a handler, and the handler had to make sure that he ate, and Daniel was supposed to eat from the king's table because they regarded their food as sumptuous, something that was going to keep everybody healthy, okay? But they're like, we ain't eating that because it was a lot of unclean food. It was not the way they normally ate. So Daniel and his three friends or comrades, or the three other Hebrew boys, as people say, they refused the king's meat. They didn't want to eat none of that, okay? In my imagination, it was ribs, it was greens with ham hocks in it. It was peach cobbler, it was macaroni and cheese, it was sumptuous food, right? And in their mind, this was the best of the best. But Daniel and the other boys, they understood that this is not good for me, and I don't want to defile my temple and start eating this, okay? So they decided they weren't going to eat. The handler was like, hey, if you don't eat this food, like, my life is at risk. You ain't about to have the king take my head off because you don't want to eat it. I need you to eat this food. He like, hold on, listen. I tell you what. He said, I tell you what. Just give us pulse, all right? All we're going to eat is pulse. And I guarantee you that you're gonna see how we gonna turn out. So that's what they did. They ate nothing but pulse, which was fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, or whatever like that. That's all that they ate for that period, which I think it was like 10 days or something like that. I don't know. But they ate only like fruits, seeds, nuts, and vegetables for that period. And at the end of the period, they looked upon them and they saw that their countenance was bright, and they saw that they were sharp in their thinking, and they saw that they said their flesh looked fat. In other words, their flesh looked filled out. It looked healthy. It was vibrant. And then once he saw that, then he felt safe that he could allow them to continue on their regular diet without compromising their health, okay? Because the Babylonians, in their belief was that if you didn't eat this sumptuous food, you weren't gonna be healthy. Don't that sound real familiar? That sounds like what most Americans think, that if you're not eating meat and potatoes every day, then you're not gonna be healthy. Like people say, oh, you gotta eat something that's gonna put some meat on your bone. They think if you're not eating heavy food and you're not full all the time, then you're not eating healthy. So if you're eating less food and you're fasting and you're eating fruits and vegetables, you don't eat meat, you don't eat dairy, people think you're not healthy, okay? So that was the first thing. And then you know, the handler was okay with them not eating the king's meat because it was proven to him that they would still be healthy, and he didn't have to worry about his head being removed. So the other time was when the Most High showed Daniel a lot of things that were to come for his people. A very, very, very like disturbing vision. And when he came out of the vision, he was so disturbed at what he saw, at the knowledge that he'd gotten about what was going to happen to his people. He said he mourned for 21 days. It said for 3 full weeks he did not let flesh touch his lips nor wine, okay? So that means he was eating everything else but that. He said he ate no pleasant food. It didn't say that he didn't eat at all, okay? It just said that he wasn't eating flesh or wine. So you can see in both of these instances, Daniel wasn't eating any flesh, he wasn't eating any wine, he wasn't eating sumptuously, he was eating pretty much a basic diet. Now, this is something that people do like for breakthroughs at the beginning of January, right? I don't want to say the beginning of the year because it's not the new year, okay? So new year is in the spring, okay, as the Most High said. So here's what happens when people are doing these 21-day fasts, and I even did this before. You know, you do get blessed, you do get breakthroughs and things like that. Things do happen in your life, you do feel better, but here's the thing, it's still not a fast. Really what's happening is you're detoxing from the foods that you normally eat. For the first time, you're eating just regular fruits and vegetables and stuff, right? And here was my question. This was my question, like at the time when I was younger, and like when I first heard about this, and I was just like, well, what about people who are already on eat fruits and vegetables? Okay, so like me, for example, how would I do a Daniel fast? I already don't eat meat, I already don't eat dairy, I already don't eat sugar. I already don't eat processed food. So what would a Daniel fast look like to me? I'm doing it every day. Okay, so if it was time for me to do a Daniel fast, what would I be doing? That's how you know it's not a fast. Okay, so look, here's the thing. Now, I'm not saying this to get down on anything anybody's doing. If you're about to do that 21-day detox, do it. Do it. I encourage you to do it. It's always good. It's always good to do something to clean your body out and detox yourself. But please, this is the main thing I want to say. If you are going to participate now, I encourage you to take a few days of eating nothing at all. Okay? For 2 reasons. Number 1, that's what actual fasting is. Number 2, if you are about to abstain from meat and dairy and processed food for 21 days, guess what? It's going to make it easier for you to fast. Because some of you are afraid to fast because you know that it's going to make you sick. You don't feel good. You feel weak. You feel fatigued. You shaky. You jittery and all that. But when you do that 21-day Daniel detox, it's going to make it easier for you to actually fast. Okay? Then you won't be, because the sickness and the fatigue and stuff that you feel it is actually withdrawal. But if you can take, I say, like, if you do like 2 weeks of just eating the fruits and the vegetables and stuff like that, that's a good amount of time to detox your body of the things that you normally eat. And then if you can do a real fast, meaning that you're not chewing and you're not digesting, then you won't get as sick. Okay, this is a great time to capitalize on that. I just want to let y'all know that Daniel fast ain't a fast. I ain't saying there's something wrong with it. It's good to do it, but we don't want to think that we're fasting when we're eating, because you ain't. All right, so do that.